I'm a big fan of being efficient, so I'm always looking for ways to shave off some clicks or some time whenever I'm going through my workflow. And so what I'm going to show you today is how I apply shortcuts, keyboard shortcuts for my Adobe Audition workflow when I'm doing editing for my voiceover work. You know, they say time is money, and any time that you can shave off of your workflow in Adobe Audition, the more the better. And so I want to show you today several tricks in not only doing your processing, which can be time consuming normally, but also in some of the steps to change your recording as you're going through your editing process as well. And if you're new, my name is Mike Hathcote. I'm a full-time working voice actor, and I run a training program called the Voiceover Blueprint and the accompanying YouTube channel here, where the goal is to give you zero-cost information on how to grow and maintain your voiceover business as well as be more efficient. And if you're curious about voiceover and you want to go a little deeper and find out what voiceover is all about, I host a weekly discovery webinar on Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific time, where you can learn the steps to becoming a voice actor. You can ask any questions live on the call. And just for showing up, I will throw in a copy of my book, The Voiceover Blueprint, which is the digital copy as well as the audiobook, plus 4 free additional gifts. So if you're into that and you want to hang out for a little bit, absolutely free, then click the link down below in the description and pinned comment, and I'll see you on Tuesday. Okay, so let's hop over into Adobe Audition, and I'm going to take you through the steps to do a couple of different kinds of shortcuts. So let's hop over there. Now, the first thing you need to know about creating your keyboard shortcuts is that in order to create the shortcut, you have to have a favorite set. So you've got a list of favorites right here that some are preset, by default. Some are ones that I've added. But just know that you have to set up a favorite first, usually before you have to create or before you can create a shortcut. So let's create a favorite first. So we're going to go over to Effects, and let's say we want to go to Amplitude Compression. Let's do, actually, you know what? Let's go to Delay and Echo. I don't know. Let's go to Delay. Now, if I want to pick one from the default here, I can just pick one. It really doesn't matter which one. Let's pick Rockabilly. Let's see what that does. So it sets the parameters here. Now, to make this a favorite, you just click on the little star here, and then you can name the favorite. So I'm going to call this Rockabilly. I don't even know what that does, but I'm going to name it anyway. And then I'm going to apply the effect to the file. And let's see what that did.
Less invasive heart treatments.
Okay, that's not one that I would normally use, but this is just for demonstration purposes. So that's the rockabilly effect. So now let's say I want to make that rockabilly effect a shortcut, a keyboard shortcut. So I'm going to go over here to Edit. And by the way, I'm on a Mac, so the Edit is going to be where you find this on a Mac. It might be under File under PC, or it might be under Preferences under PC, but it's under Edit for a Mac. So I'm going to go down to Keyboard Shortcuts here. And of course, you can see all the keyboard shortcuts I've added. But if I'm going to add that rockabilly effect, I'm going to go down here and find my favorites. So this little arrow here, I'm going to click and it'll open up. And these are by alphabetical order. So if it's under Rockabilly, I'm going to scroll all the way down here. And there it is right there, Rockabilly. And I want to set this to a particular key. So as you can see under the shortcut header here, I'm going to go down and click in this area and a little box will show up. So now all I need to do is pick the key that I want to use to apply that rockabilly effect. Now, normally I would pick something that was easy to remember, like R for rockabilly, but I've already got Uncle Roy's processing here. So I'm going to pick just one that's not used. Let's just pick, I don't know, the letter L right there. So since I've clicked in this spot here, I'm just going to click the letter L right there. And now you see that L is in the area there. And then I'm just going to go over here and click OK. And so now I'm going to undo that effect that I did earlier. And now, if I wanted to apply that rockabilly effect, all I would need to do is hit the letter L, 3, 2, 1, click, and it does it. So that is the first way to create a shortcut for whatever effect you want. And by the way, let me go back and show you a few of these extra effects here. Keyboard shortcuts. So I have everything in here from opening a new audio file to saving an audio file, silence, denoise, all the different things that I might want to use during my edit. For instance, opening a new audio file, I let the number A be the choice there. So if I wanted to open a new audio file, I'll close this out. Let me go ahead and undo that. If I wanted to open up a new audio file, all I would need to do is hit the letter A, and it opens up the new audio file, as opposed to having to go up here and going File, New, Audio File, right? And even out here to the right, you can see that the shortcut is listed there as the letter A. Now, same goes for if I want to save an audio file, I just hit Z. Click Z, and it brings up my save, and I can choose the format and everything and go ahead and save. So shortcuts are just a great way to save lots of time off of your editing. Another big one that I use quite a bit is the Autoheal. Autoheal is great for taking out, little anomalies and clicks and things, especially if there's something in the middle of a word. Then Autoheal is great, and that one is already in the favorites list. I believe it's, oh yeah, there it is, first one. I have it set as the number 4 on my keyboard. I also have it set up as the little tilde, which is the top left on my keyboard, because it's one I use quite a bit. And I can actually use most of these keys without even looking down. So after a while, you'll start to develop kind of that muscle memory where you can start clicking these keys without even looking down. It's going to make your editing process go much smoother. Okay, the next thing I want to show you is how to create a macro. And a macro is basically a series of steps that all you have to do is hit a single key and it will apply all of those steps. And that's what I've done with my effects rack. So I've gone through and I've created all the different steps in my effects rack, whether it be EQ or, NS1 mono or a de-esser or compressing or whatever else. I've created those in a series where I just have to hit a single key and it will apply that. So I'm going to demonstrate that now. So once you have each one of those individual steps set, and hopefully you've worked with an audio engineer to get those, dialed in right, then what you can do is you can record the macro or record that step or those steps. So you can do that if you go up under favorites, you go all the way down here to start recording favorite, and then you go through each of those steps, and you have to set those up as a keyboard shortcut ahead of time. So for instance, my NS1 mono has a shortcut, my RX11 declick has a shortcut, and so what I would do is click start recording favorite, and it starts to record those things. And then when you're done going through all of those steps, then you click on stop recording favorite. And then, well, it says it couldn't be created because I didn't do one. But once it actually gets recorded, then you name it something. And what I named mine is master, just because that's my master processing. And then all you have to do is hit that button every time. So I'll show you where that shortcut is. If I go up here to edit, keyboard shortcuts, and this is going to be under favorites. If I scroll down here, new macro, there it is. New macro right here. And so the letter M. So all I have to do is hit M and it will apply all of those effects in succession in the exact order that you recorded before. So I'm going to demonstrate that. So I'm going to undo that and go back to what my recording looked like before I processed my file. And I'm just going to hit M for master, and it's going to apply all those effects. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Boom, 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 boom. And it's applied all those effects all in one sweep. So now it's going to sound the same with every file. Well, I hope you're able to see how creating shortcuts in Adobe Audition is so beneficial when you're trying to, shave that time off of your workflow. As I mentioned before, the more you do it, the easier it gets, and you'll get to where you don't even have to look down at your keyboard when you're doing your editing. It's just muscle memory, and your fingers just know where to go if you put them in strategically located places on your keyboard. So put that in practice. Now, when you first start using them, it's going to feel a little awkward, but the more you use them, the easier it gets. So hopefully that's going to help you really go through the process of doing your recording and editing much quicker and save you tons of time. And another quick reminder about that webinar coming up this Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific time, where you'll learn the ins and outs of being a voice actor. You'll also get a copy of the book, The Voiceover Blueprint, just for showing up. The webinar is absolutely free, so once again, click down below, and I'll see you Tuesday. Well, that's it for me. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoy our channel here, then hit like and subscribe and the notification bell. That's the best way to help our channel out. And drop a comment if you have any questions about this kind of stuff, recording and editing, or just general VO questions. I read and reply to all the comments. And if you're new to Adobe Audition and you want just a general overview of how to record in Adobe Audition, then I did a complete beginner's video on that, and you can check it out by clicking that.